Medieval nights were not quiet, cozy, or comfortably dim. They were dark in a way almost no one alive today has ever experienced. This is what that darkness actually meant, how it stopped work, changed sound, sharpened fear, and pressed whole villages indoors until morning. Once the sun set, the world did not soften. It closed. Modern darkness is never complete. Streetlights, screens, standby bulbs, and the glow of distant towns leak into every night. Medieval darkness had none of that. Beyond the last doorway, there was no horizon glow, no lit road, no switch to reach for. On a cloudy, moonless night, a person could hold a hand in front of their face and see nothing at all. Because artificial light was so scarce, the moon mattered the way roads mattered. In parts of England, the full moon was called the parish lantern because that is exactly what it was, the only public lighting anyone would ever have. A full moon meant travel, late work, and visits were possible. A new moon meant the world shrank to the reach of a flame. People tracked the moon's phases not out of superstition, but because moonlight was the only free, bright light the night ever offered. Every flame cost something. Candles took fat, wax, or coin. Lamps needed oil. Rushlights burned dim and fast. A poor household might light one small flame for the whole evening and guard it. And each evening, towns rang a bell ordering fires covered for the night. The French called it the couvre-feu, the fire cover bell, and the word survives in English as curfew. When that bell rang, light itself was being put to bed. Fine work ended when light did. Sewing, repair, reading, and anything precise had to fit inside the flame's small circle or wait for morning. Darkness set the working day more firmly than any clock. When people describe the medieval day ending at sunset, this is why, not custom, but visibility. In full darkness, hearing took over. Wind, animals, footsteps, settling timber, and distant voices all grew larger, without sight to explain them. A noise outside the wall could be a neighbor, a dog, or something worth fearing, and the dark refused to say which. Night was not silent. It was full of sound that had to be interpreted blind. Night fear was not childish. Darkness hid real dangers. Wolves in some regions, thieves, open water, unmarked ditches, and simple falls. English law took it seriously. The Statute of Winchester of 1285 required towns to close their gates at dusk and post night watchmen, and a stranger walking after dark could be lawfully stopped and held until morning. Night also carried spiritual weight, since many believed the dark hours belonged to spirits and the restless dead. Staying in after dark was not timidity. It was policy. Even indoors, night meant navigating by memory. People knew their homes by touch, the table's edge, the bench, the ladder's rungs. Banked fires gave a faint red breathing glow, and that was often the only light left. Rising in the night to tend a child or the fire meant moving through blackness with careful, practiced hands. In such long darkness, sleep itself stretched and split. The historian Roger Kirch found the pattern scattered through court records, diaries, and prayer books. People speak casually of their first sleep and second sleep, as if everyone understood. They woke in the deep night to pray, talk quietly, tend the fire, or simply lie still, then slept again until dawn. The waking hour between was calm, not anxious. When night lasts 14 hours, sleep learns to breathe inside it. Winter deepened everything. Nights ran long, cold kept flames small, and households drew tight around the hearth. In northern winters, darkness could hold 16 hours of every day. The season was lived largely in the dark, and the household's whole rhythm bent around that fact. After such nights, first light was not background. It was an event. Dawn returned the world. Paths, fields, faces, and distance all restored. Morning work began at once, because daylight was the true currency of the day and everyone understood how quickly it would be spent. To live in the medieval world was to know night as a force, a darkness that stopped work, sharpened every sound, and pressed people together around small flames. It was uncomfortable, and it was ordinary. Every evening, the world went truly dark, and every morning it was given back. That rhythm, more than any king or battle, shaped how it felt to be alive.